friends. Say hello when you're hopping on. I washed my hair last night and then that's it. That's all that happened. One day I want to try and do see if my hair would hold any type of curl, because I feel like the older I've gotten, the more natural curl I have in my hair. And I wake up and it's crazy. And so I wonder if I could get away with it. For now, we're gonna move it out of my face, and then at the end I'm gonna show you I don't know, I'm gonna curl my bangs and make it quick and easy, but for getting ready purposes. Hello, happy Monday. Say hi when you're hopping on. I am doing a little bit earlier live than I typically do. We have a big day today, and so just works out if I get up and get ready earlier. Don't want to forget this. I actually forgot to put deodorant on the other day, and I was like, who did not put deodorant on? I was totally thinking, when you have young kids, and then I realized, oh, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. And so I was I need to have, so I ordered a couple more off Amazon so I could have one upstairs. Lexi has one in her cheer bag now, because that's what would happen as well. It's okay, I need to put deodorant on, but Lexi's taking a deodorant to track, or up to her room, or so-and-so ran off. So I got everybody okay, here's one for your cheer bag. Lola, here's one for your soccer bag. Lola, here's one for y'all's bathroom. And we wrote on the lids, this is where they live. And welcome to being a mom. Okay, so tell me about your weekend. Oh no, I think my dog's loose. Hang on. Hey, Adam. Adam Swan. The UPS guy's here. Maybe I just saw. Let me see. Hang on. It's, no. If Elvis is loose, this guy walking across my yard would be getting loved on like crazy. I'm just going to make sure while he drives off that there's no animals. I have a door I could open here, on the back side. Nah, he's good. The UPS guy's driving off. I was maybe it's just watermelon running and I saw the back end of it or something. Who knows? So, when your lawn guys come and they don't shut the gates all the way sometimes, that happens to us all the time. And no big deal, because we have a ton of land. The dogs just kind of hang out. I mean, we've got 10 acres and our neighbor has 16 acres, and then the other neighbor has 20. So there's 3 of us in 40 acre. I mean, there's nobody around here, but it does make me nervous if there's a delivery guy, because they're just not street smart. But they're good. Anyways, don't know where I was going with that, but dewy primer from Ophir. I got all out of track. I haven't even put my skincare on. Oh well. Maybe I'll just have to really, really put it on really good tonight. Okay, so, you went to an RV park this week at camping, first RV trip. Oh, that's exciting. I want to do that, I don't know, maybe at some point, for a summer. It's just get an RV. It's probably romanticized. I have decided that a lot of things in parenting are just so romanticized. We went to the Cornbread Festival this weekend, and it was 80 degrees, which I don't do well with heat. I think I actually have a condition where I overheat, but Lexi and Christian definitely do as well. Lola seems to do the best out of everybody. Shocking, because she's kind of the most dramatic when it comes to that kind of sort of thing. But Lexi was we were in line, because anything you want to do at a festival like that, when there's thousands of people, you have to wait a really long time to get a drink or get a turkey leg or whatever. And Lexi was falling apart. She was sitting on the concrete, fanning herself and you would have thought she was just hot. And we had water. That wasn't enough. Like, I gave her some of Veda's water from her bottle. But she does this when she gets too hot. And I also can totally relate, because I was about 1 degree from feeling like I could take all my clothes off in the middle of a public place. So I don't know, I need to research it. And it was incredibly bad when I was pregnant, but not pregnant, I still get really overheated. But it's like you can't function. She's like, I feel like I'm gonna explode. And I don't know if it's like an ADD thing, like your sensory overload, but just romanticized. Also, Veda learned how to take her clothes off. And so the entire time we were there, I need a lighter color. I'm not tan in so long. The entire time we were there, she took her clothes off. Like, you'd put her clothes on her and she would take them off. And so after about 60 times, I was like, she's just gonna be naked. Like, so she did. And then every person that passed us was like, hey, she took her shirt off. And I'm like, I know. So if you saw us at the Cornbread Festival with like, Christian also won an ice cream eating contest, where then he proceeded to take his shirt off and dump a bottle of water over him because he said he was sticky. And I just was like, I'm trying to make memories. Just trying to make memories. What else? Adam had a hurt foot, because he got that burn a few weeks ago. So he was really loving it, which was fun. So if you see things online and you're like, oh, look how much fun. I would say every family has like these same types. Maybe not. Maybe you went to a Cornbread Festival and you were like, this is the best day of my life. All 4 of my kids were just angels. It was so much fun. But I think it's just so much romanticized information. And it is like this, vacations a lot of times. I'm like, or we'll pay for something like super expensive. You're like horseback riding on the beach. This is going to be wonderful. And like some local dog like attacked one of the horses and the horses were going nuts. And it was literally one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. But you just see this like beautiful video of people like horseback riding on the beach. It's like, what really happened? So I was like, I think we should do fall festivals. I think I'm more of a fall festival girl. Drop a leaf if you are our pumpkin, if you are a fall festival person. And it's not even hot yet. It actually, when we were leaving, it said it was 74, and I was like, there's no way. Like, have they came down and changed our thermostats, because this is the hottest 74 degrees I've ever felt. It felt like 90. And I'm like, are they tricking our cars? Like, is it warming to the point we might combust and they just don't want us to know? Like, it's that hot. All right. Modair, I just am on this is when you get early morning lives. This is what you get. It's just all over the place. Like, let's talk about this weekend. So Modair is having their deal. It's, you spend $99 and you get a free bottle of Burn. I take Burn tablets several times a week. It helps you burn more calories, boost metabolism, and increases your energy. I literally have one of these in Veda's diaper bag. It is so good if you like that feeling. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but you know that feeling where like, I can get a lot done. Like, it does have caffeine in them. So if you can't do caffeine, it has coffee bean extract and green tea extract, cocoa bean extract, ginger root, cinnamon bark, allspice, berberine from Berberis aristista root extract. I'm sure that is an important key component. It has a lot of things in it, but the biggest thing is that, so 3 capsules contains 180 milligrams of caffeine, which is about as much as 2 cups of coffee. So I don't take 3 capsules at the same time because I am sensitive to caffeine. But I'll take one and then maybe that afternoon, if I'm feeling like a slump, I take another one. But you get this for free. It's normally $72. And if you spend $100, you get it for free. So you could literally get like your trim. If you're looking for something for like weight loss, helps inhibit weight, fat storage. And then, I do take these cleanse. They're like $30, the Activate Cleanse, but that's kind of what they have. Tons and tons and tons of products. If you've ever struggled with your trim, like, I don't know, I think I get the chocolate one. It tastes like brownie batter. I love these little guys because I get distracted and forget to take things or whatever. And I love individually packaged things, and you can actually get trim individually packaged, and it's so easy. You literally just bloop, and take one pouch directly. It's got collagen, and it also has stuff in it to help inhibit fat storage. It's just so good and easy. Is my jacket Rinse Runway? No. My jacket is from this girl I found on the internet. You know how the internet, it knows you, right? I have a fuzz on me. It knows like what you like, what you're into, and then it pops up these suggested for you people. Have like, when you can feel a fuzz. So that's what happened with this girl. I found her. I have it listed if you drop the word me. I don't work with her, but she just started her business and I started following her, and I just felt like I want to support you. It's so cute. But I will say they are handmade. But I feel like for a handmade jacket, like on Rent the Runway, I've rented those like Ola Johnson jackets, and they're like $700-800. And this one was less than that. It was like, I mean, not cheap. It was like $200. But I felt like for a handmade, really unique, I'll show it to you, outfit, jacket. And I've kind of been wearing it even around the house. Like, I'm just gonna even get like a little robe. It reminded me of this jacket my grandmother had. She had like this little short crop, but it's like a Chanel, like, I don't know. It's really, really cute. And then I just have it paired with these little pants I got from Old Navy. They are like a Kendall Jenner, not Old Navy, TJ Maxx. But every time I sit down, my zipper undoes. So that's like the hit or miss with TJ Maxx. So I don't know, it might do it when I sit down. Now, let's see. Maybe you have to like sit a certain way. No, there we go. Well, maybe it's been healed. But I catch myself. I'll show you. I'm sure throughout this video, my zipper will bust at some point. Maybe I got it fixed. But I was like, TJ Maxx, when you're like, oh, I just love these, such a good deal. I think they're like $19. But the zipper just like zip all the time. The other deal that's going on, so Modaire's deal, if you've wanted anything for like weight loss, I've lost 100 pounds. That's what I should have shown you. You can't really tell under this jacket, but I have lost 100 pounds. I've kind of been stable, I guess, at like the 175, 185 range. Means I gain a little, lose a little. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't stay on an exact number, like I fluctuate. And so I'm about 180 right now. But I took the trim while I was nursing, and then when I quit nursing Veda, she was like a little over 10 months old, or just 10 months for good efforts or whatever. And so, so at 10 months, she's now 16 months. So I guess the last 6 months, I incorporated like a burn and, the Activate Cleanse. And so, I was like 225 maybe. I don't know. I'd have to like look and see when I went to the doctor and what I weighed for everything. But so I've lost a good amount since then. But when I get to like 180, this is my body's happy spot. So I have really been working on like a lot of water intake, and then what I'm putting in my body, like cut out most breads, cut out most processed foods. I'm about to do a deep dive on juicing. I used to juice when the other kids were little, and loved it. I got a juice her to yard sale, and until it wore out, but it was so hard to clean. Ooh, There we go. I went too high on that. It was so hard to clean. So this time I'm getting like an actual, not 60-year-old juicer. But this is what I could afford at the time. So did, and I loved it. It gave me the experience of juicing, and I probably would have used it more if it wasn't so crazy. So I think juicing, I'm just trying to work on like sunshine, juicing, making sure my body is getting like the vitamins that it needs, just like a whole healthy approach to life is what I'm working on. Okay, these are Moxie Bombs. They're about Herbal Alchemy, and I love these things. They are like so good for summer. They're beautiful. And if you've never tried Herbal Alchemy, it is like botanical, like living botanicals. And so they have a huge site. It's 30% off site-wide plus $10 off. So I have that listed as well if you go to CourtneySwan.com. But if you've needed like skincare, that Echinacea Immunity Body Oil that I use is from them. I love their body soaps. They smell so good. And that has been something that like I've been trying to clean out, as like picking 1 or 2 things a month, sometimes 1 or 2 things a week, where I can eliminate like some of my toxic load for my family. Like the deodorant we started using, this is off topic, but like it's aluminum free, like but it does have fragrance, but I haven't found like a natural one I'm just super into yet. But like just finding little things of how can I make our family like healthier, or what can I do to make my life a little cleaner. That's just what I'm personally working on. I'm not going to like make anybody feel bad about going to Chick-fil-A or anything else you love to do in your life. And I think it's always something you do at your own speed. But if you are looking for like a brand that is like herbs and herbs, flowers, nature, living botanicals, you know, like an herbalist, like forming them type thing. They're fantastic. And then, I don't know, Pomifera is also so good. Same type of like concept. It's just they kind of had different products. So I've just been working with them both. But for now, if you've wanted the Herbal Alchemy stuff, it's on sale pretty cheap. I haven't got my hair redone. It's actually the opposite. I have not done my hair. It was pink. So what you have to do when you're going to go pink is you dye your hair super blonde. And then you put like pink color over it. Well, as you wash your hair, your pink color fades, especially if you don't use a pink like shampoo. My hairdresser was going to make me a shampoo with some pink pigment in it, and I forgot to ask her, and she forgot to give it to me, so here we are. We just both forgot. So my pink is just kind of like faded. Oh, I hear baby. Adam's down there, don't worry. We're about to go to the camp, and that's what we're doing today. Who saw the camp opened? So excited, so proud. So if anybody's coming to the camp, if we're there the weekend you're there, you'll totally meet us. We have several weekends this summer. We blocked off a couple cabins for our families, so you may get lucky and see us. Okay, so you can see with my hair, like we dyed it really blonde, and all of this had pink on it, and now like only a little bit. I really think I want to try and see if I can get my hair to do like some curly girl stuff. I've never had enough curl, I feel like, for it to do it, but I feel like I might. Okay. I need setting powder, and I got in. Tarte sent me this. Natalie's gonna kill me because I didn't give her this for link, but I'm gonna show it to you anyways. This is Tarte Maracuja Juicy Blush in the shade Honeysuckle. If I was naming, I wish I could like start naming things, because if I was naming a color honeysuckle, this is not the shade it would be. They didn't ask me. like a bright cream. Kind of dewy today. I'm here for it. Yay! You guys love the camp. So I kind of felt like so we've had people booking and we've had a lot of questions, and it's one of those things like, have you ever invited people to your kid's birthday party but you show up? We had this one birthday party for Lexi Kate. Her birthday's the first week of summer, and everybody was just kind of on vacation, and I was also last minute to get invitations out just for a lot of reasons. We got there and one friend showed up, and it was like the gymnastics center, and then luckily my sister and her kids came, and we ended up having such a good time. But you're like, oh no, nobody's here, nobody's gonna come. And it was like that embarrassing moment, and I just felt sad for her, which she went to a small private school at the time, so there were only 8 kids in her class, so it's not like we had like a huge group of people to choose from, but 7 of the 8 must have been busy. And so anyways, that's kind of like, we have put like thousands of hours into this camp, like blood, sweat, tears, like, oh, all our heart and soul, I feel like, has gone here. And we were launching it, and I was like, what if nobody comes? Like, I literally felt like, what if no one books? And it's like, we built this whole thing hoping people would like this. Like, maybe I literally was like, maybe I should have gone neutral. What if they don't like it? And it's like, it's too late now. Like, so late. Oh, it happened to your daughter on her 3rd birthday. You still hate talking about it. It's the worst. Well, just to let you know, in case you've ever had that happen, I too have had that happen, and it is the worst. But it isn't just you. So I totally felt like it was a reflection of me, though. I was like, ugh, felt so much mom guilt, because I was like, surely we have other friends. Like, should have invited more people. And the thing is, a lot of my friends have like 4 or 6 kids, so I only need 1 or 2 of them to show up for it to be a party. Like, for real. All right, I said I was gonna be fast, and then I've ended up not being fast at all today, so I'm not sure it's because I feel like on a Monday, when we are chit-chatting, there's so much to catch up on, that we need a few minutes. Okay, we're gonna go and do Grande lashes. This is the Grande Brow Laminate. I'm just gonna fluff them up. Lift them up. And just shape them the way that I want them. I personally feel super goofy if they're really, really crazy full. So I'm trying to do like a in between, where it's like, oh yeah, she shaped them, but have you ever seen the movie Teen Wolf? I have friends that they do their eyebrows like with this stuff, and they look amazing. But I literally feel like I look like the guy off Teen Wolf. Like, as a kid, I loved that movie. But that's what I like, kind of like a Wolverine, I guess. And so I just can't do it. So this is like my as close as I get, I guess. This is just a little brow micro-filling pen in medium brown by Benefit. And I just kind of will go up to where it looks like it should be. It's very forgiving, but then it dries and it stays where it's supposed to, so just be fast. am I gonna do next? Okay. Yesterday for church, our pastor talked about loving others, like loving people in your workplace, loving people just that you're around, and what that looks like on the daily. And I had all the kids decided, except for the baby, that they wanted to like sit with us in service, which is also romanticized. You're like, sure, you can sit with us. You want to learn about Jesus? Like, instead of going to children's church where they entertain you learning about Jesus. So about 14 minutes into an hour and a half service, they are bored out of their mind and then torturing me the rest of the time in church. And so, or each other. And so, God's so funny. It was about loving others, and even when they're being annoying. And it's like, okay, well, I can relate to this right now. And so, but they talked about like the biggest difference between loving others is making the decision, I'm going to ask them about their day. So he gave an example that they've spoken on this series before. And the lady said, I asked God to show me who I need to love on. And the name that came to mind was the most obnoxious person that they've ever met. And she was like, anyone but them, they drive me crazy. Like, ugh. And so she just really felt like, no, this is who you're supposed to love on. So she's like, okay, here I go. I'm going to do this. And so she noticed, so she came into work and then noticed that they looked sad that day. And so she said, like, which normally she would have never said, like, hey, like, what's going on? You know, how you doing or whatever. And so she was like, hey, is everything okay? So she went out of her way being intentional to like love on this person. And the lady said, no, I've just been robbed. And they took my wallet, they took my purse, and it had my daughter's birthday money in it. And so later at lunch, the lady was feeling really bad about it. And like, you know, she had like comforted her and everything, but she was like, I still was just feeling awful. So she went to the ATM and got her some money and was like, I just feel like God wants me to give you this. And she was like, I can't take your money. Like, you didn't rob me. And she was like, no, I want to. And she talked about like the main difference. So then the next day, the lady comes in and like tells her like, hey, you'll never guess what happened, and started telling her about her daughter's party. And then the next day, so this person went from being like loud, annoying, obnoxious, just like constantly complaining, that's all she did, to like the gesture of their relationship completely changed. But what changed was she decided to love that person. And so, and she talked about like, I would have never like taken that opportunity to even check on her, except I was being intentional. And I thought, okay, how often, like, who could I be intentional to love on? Like, who could I be intentional to go out of my way to like send someone a text and check on them, to pray for them? And so I just thought I would share that with you guys. In case maybe you're like, sometimes I think we have these big, or if you're anything like me, I'm like, God, like, I want you to use me in a big way kind of thing. But then you hear stories and you're like, man, how can God use me in a big way if like I couldn't tell you the last time I like wrote down, like I used to write down people, like a few people's names, and like that's who I would focus on like praying for. Or like I have a friend, she waters her plants, and every plant she has like a little popsicle stick that has like someone's name on it, and when she waters that plant, she like prays for them. So one of them is like our friend's daughter who's going through cancer, and she like prays for her whenever she waters her plants. And I'm like, okay, maybe instead of feeling like on a huge level, what do I want to do to make a huge impact for the kingdom? Maybe what if I just intentionally this week started small and like, and then also shared so that other people could make a small impact. Like, how many people doing small things, loving on others, could make such a difference in our world? I think it could make such a difference. I can't talk and do my lip liner at the same time. I've tried. I've still been trying. Give me a second. So maybe that looks like a neighbor, maybe it looks like a family member, a friend, an old friend that you lost touch with. But I really believe if you'll ask God, like, show me someone I should love on, you'll feel that tug on your heart of who you're supposed to pray for and who you're supposed to love on. So crazy thing, I have a friend who we're great friends now, but at the time we didn't know each other. Her pastor had given a thing to pick, like, let the Lord lead you to someone and you pray for that person for 30 days. And this was like during my divorce, and I had just gotten started with Launch, and I did this video that went viral, and it was my very first viral video. And my friend's name's Tamara, but at the time I did not know her, right? And she said that my video popped up for her feed. She'd never seen me before or anything, and she like instantly knew that I was who she was supposed to pray for the next 30 days. And so she would come on, she tuned into my lives, and she prayed for me. Like, we have ended up now becoming really great friends. She's came to my wedding. I've gone out of town with her before, like, great friends. And I just connected through the internet. But I just think that it is so crazy that, like, God can put other people, maybe it's a cashier that you always see when you're checking out at Walgreens, you know, and you're like, this is who I want to pray for, you know? This is who I'm supposed to connect and love on. So it may not even be somebody you actually know. But God knew I needed all the extra prayers, especially at that time. It was like such a hard season. And then years later, she like told me about that, and I was like, that made me cry. Okay, I'll tell you what I used because I didn't do a good job telling you about that. Okay, this is a Becca lip liner in the shade Serene. And it has this little smudger on it. So I did get my lips dissolved a few weeks ago, and then I got them refilled last week. The swelling is probably down by now, I would assume. It's been almost a week. So this is probably the lip size I will have for a while. So Veda yesterday took off her clothes in her pack and play. Gotta really watch her because I'm so worried she's gonna take off a dirty diaper. And then this is that Brilliance balm, same thing I used on my cheeks. Just gonna give it like this really glowy look. So she took off her clothes, and she was like lifted the mat that she has, like this quilted mat on her playpen, and somehow she got it lifted, and like when we came in there, she just had no clothes on and her little quilt, and she was like hiding underneath it, but all you could see was her cutie little face. Like, she's so cute. All right. I don't know what I scratched my finger on. I guess my ring. That was shockingly painful. Okay, we're going to do mascara. I'm using the Wispy Lash Mascara. Then I'm going to show you, I'm going to curl a couple front pieces of my bangs and put a headband on and just show you how I'm going to like quickly pull this look together. So going up to the camp today with Adam, we're actually going beforehand. This is our day. So we made a list last night of all of the activities for the end of the school year that I was like, I'm so worried I'm going to forget these. It is crazy. And so our day is we're headed to Target to go get some new linens for the 2 Airbnbs at the flight park. And like they both need paper towel holder. I don't know. I have a whole list of like bed skirts, paper towel holders, fresh linens, fresh, like we have multiples of it, but we need to get like fresh of all the multiples, you know what I mean? So anyways, you have to do that every few months. And That's just part of it. So we're going to do that and then taking it to them because we passed that on our way to the camp. And so the flight park is in Wildwood, Georgia, and it is about 15 minutes from Chattanooga, which is where we live. And then the camp is about 45 or 50 minutes, depending on traffic. So we just will drop that along the way. And then we're going to the camp to work on stuff. I just have some stuff I have to do up there before guests start coming. And I just want to make sure, like, it's kind of silly stuff. Like I have some mugs that say like, what would Dolly do? That I noticed weren't like where there's supposed to be some like tags that were hanging, some thermoses that need to go up in some of the areas. Like, I don't know. I just have some stuff. Got to tell them where like the outdoor lighting, we're finishing up outdoor lighting, like where that goes. So we'll be at the camp. Then Lexi has track. And then, so our week consists of 3 soccer games, track, a championship track meet, play practice. We have a play coming up, a poetry recital. Oh, I feel like there's more. 2 field trips, a wax museum where Lexi will be Joan of Arc and has to have a full costume made. Luckily, I ordered it in time off Amazon, so I just have to like put it all together, what all she needed. I feel like that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like every day. Oh, cheer practice. I don't know. It's like every day there's so many things. So if you're mom and it's the end of the year and you are just like doing so many things right now, and you also feel like so many things that you're supposed to be doing like aren't getting done, just be easy on yourself. You are doing a great job. Being a parent is like hard work. It really is. It is such hard work. Oh, and then we work. I forgot that. Then we work. So I have some recording for the coaching calls to do. I have a live coaching call. And I have a bunch of pre-recorded content that needs to be made for several of the brands that I work for. I don't know. But at some point I feel like sometimes that can end up on the last part. You're like, did I eat today? Have I eaten? Have I slept? Oh, and then in my dream world, I want to have a garden and a farm. And I also, have you ever looked into buying a freeze dryer where you can freeze dry fruit? I did a deep dive on freeze drying fruit. $2,800 was the cheapest freeze dryer I could find. I'm like, well, I guess this is why more people don't have one. The lady on TikTok was like explaining how she sells candy and that she freeze dries candy and that paid for her freeze dryer. But I'm like, I don't think I have extra time to sell candy right now. I don't even know if it's legal in my state to sell candy. But $2,800. I'm like, I really am like, can I reach out to a brand? Maybe they'll send me one. I would just be so excited. I'm putting it on my dream board list. I want you can freeze dry vegetables, like, and then it's not like dehydrating. I love freeze dried onions. I buy freeze dried food all the time. I actually got some from Home Goods yesterday. But like onions, squash, anyways, I don't know. I might do it at some point. If we end up with a big garden, I'm definitely going to do it one day. But for now, this is kind of like, I haven't even harvested one veggie from my garden yet. So I'm being realistic. Like, I have these like dreams, but I don't really have a big garden yet. We planted, but I'm being realistic. It's like, well, that's great, Courtney, that you want a freeze dryer for all your big harvest, but you've not even successfully grown a tomato yet. So slow your reel. They taste so good. You can get freeze-dried fruits and veggies at like Trader Joe's. They taste amazing. Target has like in the dried food section. You can also get freeze-dried. The brand Roots at Home Goods is so good, but I absolutely love freeze-dried onions. They literally taste like chips. They are so delicious. Anyways, that's my, you have a dehydrator, but okay, so I bought a dehydrator, and then my mom, she borrowed it a couple years ago, and that was that. Never seen it since. So there we are. All right, I kind of like brushed my hair earlier. I like brushed a comb through it. I have a widow's peak, so I have to be like, my hair doesn't naturally part super great in the middle, but the longer I've done this, the better it's gotten at parting easily in the middle. I'm just gonna use this new flat iron by Lunge. It has infrared technology. It's called the Le Titan, but all I'm doing is like fixing a few of these front pieces, and then I'm gonna put it in a bun and a headband. So I want a freeze dryer, and I want a farm. Like we have enough land, I guess technically, if we wanted to like plant more stuff or have, I don't know, it's the way it's set up. It's like, I don't know where, it's like the way our land is set up, it's like, there's a long section here, there's a small section here. And so I'm like, I don't even know how I do animals, but at some point, that is on my dream board. I'm like, I love our house. Don't get me wrong. We're close to downtown. We have land. It is beautiful. It's my dream house. Love it. But if I wouldn't even care to have like a simpler house or even a house like this, but like the land to be set up differently for like if I actually wanted to farm. I don't know. Farming might just be like a homestead dream of mine. I might not ever get to, I don't know why it's so fascinating to me, but I just absolutely love it. Also very busy, so I don't know when I think I'm going to have time to do all this farming. So it could just be a dream. But currently my deep dive is like medicinal medicines. Have you like ever looked up like a dandelion root and how it can like heal your heart? And there's just so many things in nature that like blow my mind. And so, not being ungrateful, I absolutely love my home, but I'm like, I think, like, if you think of like wanting to retire, like, I want ducks and goats and like ducks that hang out with my goats and cats and chickens and, I don't know. That other night, I was on YouTube and Adam walked in, he goes, "What's this, your dream farm?" And I was like, yeah. Well, it was Carrie Underwood's farm. They were showing how they renovated it. And I was like, this is what I want. She had an apple orchard and all these things. And I was like, can you imagine? Then we could sell apples from our apple orchard. And he was like, that's what we need to get into right now. But I was like, can you imagine? This would be amazing. And so I'm sure it would be amazing. But for now, I've got my 8 raised garden beds, and so far I don't have any fruits or veggies yet. Okay, so when I'm kind of in a hurry, which I guess I'm not in a hurry, but I'm not gonna separate all my hair today. I like to leave out a bigger section of my hair and then kind of, I'm just doing the front pieces is what I'm getting at, because the rest of it's going in a pony. And then I'm putting a headband on, and so that way when I show up at school later for track, I don't look like crazy mom. I've literally had my kids' friends be like, that's not your mom? They're like, yeah, it is. Like, that's my mom. They're like, no, well, who was the lady earlier? And you're like, also her? Talk about a shapeshift. Okay, when you're doing your hair, if you like the look of this, I need to do an actual just hair tutorial doing it like this, but, okay. I just smooth out where I'm cowlicky and then leave a good bit out and let it straighten. Okay, I think that's all I'm doing. Now to this side. We'll see. whenever we get in there. What I mean by when we get in there. If you notice you have something that looks like that on the back of your head, do it. Smooth her down. If you have a crazy like little area. Are you guys like that at all? That you're like, I just look so different, I guess. It's just all or nothing. And I don't, like, if I'm not trying, like if I'm just in sweatpants and a t-shirt, like I'm in sweatshirt and a t-shirt kind of thing. And then on the other hand, if I do a video, I get like most of the time totally ready, you know? And so here we are. You can still kind of see a little bit of my pink coming through. I do feel like I'm a little all over the place today. So sometimes I'll take my ADD medicine, and then a while, I don't know, about, when did we go to Canada? March? I just felt like it was making my personality so bland. So I quit taking that, and I talked to my doctor, and I was on the lowest dose anyways, but I was like, I feel like, I don't know, I'll just sit there and not have anything to say, which is not like me because I normally have a million thoughts. And so she was like, if you don't like the way it's making you feel, you know, you don't have to be on it. And so I weaned off that. So I started taking like a methyl care. I got it at Nutrition World, but it's like vitamin B, and it's just supposed to help like with your actual brain. I've ended up almost curling this whole thing. I'm just going to curl it while we talk because then I don't have to do my whole bun situation I was talking about, and I'll actually have cute hair today. And so I am like taking like vitamin D. I started taking that Brain Activate from Herbal Alchemy. I have not taken it today, but I will say it does help me focus, but I didn't take it today. So you can probably normally tell a difference in it's like, whoo, she's all over the place. Sometimes I am. Especially Mondays. I just feel like there's so much to catch up on. Then by the time I do a Thursday live, I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? I haven't done anything. Like, look at all these like little wavy pieces. I need to try and curl that. So, you ever had these moments where you're like, where is their mom? Like, but to your own kids? That was my moment this weekend when Christian did the ice cream eating contest. So we were at the Cornbread Festival, and my oldest, he is 14, and he wanted to do the ice cream eating contest, and all the other kids were like 7 and 8, and he gave it all he had. And then the guy was like, nope, you still have more. And he proceeded to fling ice cream juice he's like, there's no more. He flung it all over the MC. It was everywhere. My eyes were like, I like stopped recording. I guess it was an instant reflex, but I wish I'd kept recording. And so he ended up like licking the plate just a little more. He won. I was mortified. And, then he was like, I'm so sticky. He does not like to be sticky at all. And so the guy was like, I have a water here. So he proceeds to take his shirt off and pour this guy's bottled water over his head. And at that point, I was walking in the direction to like get him from the stage. And I literally paused and was like, looked at Adam and was like, I'll let him come to us. Like, but kids, they will keep you humble. Oh, I cannot even tell you how many times I have had, like, you know, the more kids you have, the more times you're like, oh my gosh, well, that's embarrassing. but that definitely happened this weekend. Oh, and he didn't know what the prize was, but it was a pot holder. And so he like looked at it and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, it's so you don't burn your, counters when you put a hot dish down. He's like, I just got the biggest brain freeze in the world for a pot holder. I was like, yes, you did. But he got to get his picture made with Miss Cornbread. And she's like probably his age, maybe 2 years older. I don't know. I can't tell people's ages anymore. Everybody looks like the same to me, or even people who are driving. It just looks like they're just getting younger. I can't tell if you're 30 or if you're 50 or if you're 17 or 28. Like I've lost my ability to tell how old people are. All right. Oh, I hear Adam. He is pulling up. He has a diesel truck, so you can normally hear him, and I told him I would be totally ready. And look at me. I am still alive, but I'm almost totally ready. All right. If you're needing a titanium flat iron, this one is so good. It's called the Le Titan. It just launched last week from launch. You can go to CourtneySwan.com, and I have a link for it in the video. But if you need titaniums, yeah?
Tell them about the,
Uh-oh.
there's probably 3,000 to 4,000 people there, and there's like bikers and cowboys and club guys.
Here, you can come tell them.
Huh?
You can come tell them. He said he must have been. Were you watching my live?
What?
Were you watching my live?
I was trying to respond to somebody about the camp, and your live popped up, and you were talking about Christian.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you're not doing it justice. So
it was so embarrassing.
So embarrassing. He's 14 years old. He goes behind this thing, comes out. He is dumped. He thinks that he like really is into his body right now.
He has gone from being insecure to
he's like
incredibly
he's
confident.
Like puffed up, like this, just flexing all the time.
He like does this.
He dumps his bottle of water all over his body. He's in gym shorts.
And takes his shirt off.
And pops his shirt off and then comes out. This festival, there's 4,000 people there. Bikers, people, club guys, cowboys, like every
walk of life. It's a small town festival, but it's huge.
From everywhere. And he is the only person there with his shirt off. And he's not like Veda had her shirt off. She's 16 months.
2 of our kids were naked.
But he's 14 and he's just jacked up, walking around like busting through the crowd, soaking wet with his shirt off. And I was like, oh, I don't know him. I'm not with them.
Then somebody from Lexi's school was watching and was like, Lexi, is that your brother? And she goes, just don't look over there. He has his shirt off. And she was like, what's he doing? And she was like, I don't know. But he's incredibly confident right now, which is so good because I feel like, middle school's rough. He has lost a bunch of weight. He is just he's been working out and rowing, and he's just so funny. But he is at that age where you're that puffed out, impress you with, I don't know, and the actions aren't always you're ooh, it reminds you. They're 14 years old, so turning that off. So some of the things that they do, it's like when you had people flirt with you when you were 14. It's just funny. I ended up doing my whole head. Look at these curls though, so funny. Oh, he's so confident, and but you're like, what are you doing taking your clothes off in front of all these people? He's like, I don't care. You have to put your shirt back on in a minute. So if you were there and you witnessed any of this, I'm okay, the world comes at you enough that we will just encourage your confidence. Like, I'm not gonna be the one to turn you down, but at some point I do have to be like, hey, we can't like not have clothes on in public. So I found that if I hold this curl where it curls and I lift up with it and spray, kind of gives me like a curtain bang vibe. And I'm so here for it. And if you didn't have anywhere to go, you could take a pin and pin them, like little clip, and you clip it like this and let it stay there for like 10 minutes. Instead, I'm just doing this. Anyways, parenting's fun. It really is. I do love being a mom. It's you know, it's been my entire adult life because I had kids so young. I have been a mom like my whole adult life. And so, but it is really funny, especially just having so many kids like in different, like so many different phases. I didn't hold that long enough. I forgot I turned it off, so I guess I need to like really hold it. You're like, everybody's going through something different. Okay, I'll stand up and show you guys full little outfit. I'm gonna put some Rula oil in. So if anything resonated today, I hope that it is love others. Look for someone around you that you can love on today, and like let the Lord speak to you about who you can show love to and help let your light shine and help brighten their day. So anyways, here is our full finished hair and this like fun restored jacket. This is like such a good little tank if you have ever looked into getting like those funky little tank tops. But let's have it paired like this. All right, thanks for getting ready with me today. Don't forget, Modere has their deal where you get a free bottle of trim, or no, free bottle of burn with any purchase of $99. And then Herbal Alchemy has saved $10 plus 30% off your entire order. So if you've needed anything for Herbal Alchemy, that's where that brain activation is from. I've been taking their collagen mostly lately because I just think I like the taste. I find myself like gravitating to like, oh, I'm gonna fix this. I have Modere's collagen as well, but the taste is just not like as yummy. And so I've been doing Herbal Alchemy collagen, but I do take Modere Trim for weight loss. It helps with inches lost as well. So anyways, if you have questions on anything, shoot me a message. Herbal Alchemy, the deal ends May 2nd at midnight. Modere, the deal ends May 1st at midnight. So just keep that in mind. The links are at CourtneySwan.com, or if you drop the word me below, I can send you links for everything we talked about today. And then I might just put a little headband on, call it a day. All right, headed to the camp. Bye, you guys. Have a good day.